watching TV is a privilege, and you can keep your privileges if you turn the iPad in when I say it's time to turn the iPad in without complaining. And you are demonstrating your level of responsibility. And that they regurgitated this, and I just started laughing. And I was like, and how did that go with your spicy? And she was like, blew up in my face. It was horrendous. It didn't work at all. And I see that you've chosen to lose your video game privileges, but I have confidence that you'll make a better choice next time. And yeah, we just laughed because those aren't horrible techniques. Those are just horrible for spicy kids. They just don't work. It makes them blow up. It makes them angry. It just makes it worse. And a lot of parents don't understand that. And they're like, but I was saying the right things. The lady told me to say this and I was saying this. Why didn't it work? Those work for certain kids, but spicy kids, strong-willed kids, neurodiverse kids, kids who are on the autism spectrum, ADHD, oppositional defiant disorder, any kid that is wired slightly differently and is not your textbook kid, those strategies just don't work for because their brains wire differently. And so it's sort of like you're speaking French and your kid speaks Spanish, and then this kid speaks French, and it's like you have to learn the language that that individual kid speaks. And annoyingly, yeah, if you have 5 kids, you might be learning 5 languages, but that's parenting, man. Like you don't have you can't have the same method for each kid because every child is unique. And you know this. I know I'm preaching to the converted. You guys know this already. But I just want to say it out loud, I guess, that like you're not doing anything wrong. It's just that because I hear this a lot from parents where they're like, I'm a bad parent, my kid must be this way because I've done things wrong. And I'm like, no, no, you're not a bad parent. You just don't speak French, or you don't speak that really unique dialect of Chinese that your kid is speaking. You speak something different, and that's okay. That's not your fault that you don't know that language. We just got to teach you it. And lucky for you, I'm a language translator, and so I can teach you that. So have compassion on yourself and also know that the parenting school that you went to is your childhood. That's probably not the best parenting school. As much as we all love our parents, they were doing their best, but a lot of them were rookies. They weren't parenting experts. They didn't know what they were doing. And they were raised by rookies, and they were raised by rookies, and they were raised by, do you know what I mean? So it's like, where was our template? Where were we supposed to learn how to parent? Well, most of us learned in our homes. Parenting school was our childhood. But if you're raised by rookies and you're raised by people who don't really know what they're doing, they're winging it. It's like, what kind of an education is that? Like, don't you want to be taught by, someone who's going to teach you surgery that didn't wing it 2 or 3 times, but who's been like, oh yeah, I went to school, I studied surgery, and I've done thousands. That's who I want to learn from, is someone who knows what they're doing, not someone who's just winging it. Do you know what I mean?